Hey everybody, happy Monday afternoon. I am back from my little long weekend and I am raring to go. Kind of got the after vacation fatigue going on. A little bit of allergies today, but other than that, it's awesome. It was nice to have a little rain last night here in Kansas City. Hi Donna. And it looks like the sun's coming out. We're going to have a good afternoon. Hi Joy. My dogs were excited for me to pick them up this morning, and they're getting a bath tonight. Hi, Kim. You know how they kind of smell. I forgot to tell them to give them a bath, but I'll just stick them in my sink in my laundry room and wash them off. They just need a little freshening up. But they're tired today, so they're sleeping under the bed here, or under the desk. They do sleep under my bed sometimes. Today I've got a fun little way I'm going to show you to use your rectangular framelits. Hi, Carol. But I wanted to remind you of a few things before we get started. Friday's the last day of July. Wow, has the summer gone fast? So that is the final day to earn bonus days coupons. And if you don't know what that is, for every $50 purchase, you'll get a $5 off coupon that you can use in August, which this year we get to order out of the Christmas catalog, or holiday mini catalog is what they're calling it. Oops, I'm not supposed to show you the inside. But I think a lot of you have already received your catalogs. And if you haven't, please let me know. If you're one of my customers and have ordered from me, or if you would like to be one of my customers, I would love to send you one. But I got mine last week, so y'all should be getting yours too. Hi, Chris Butler. So you can use your $5 off coupons toward that new product. Actually, you can use it toward any product. But it's kind of fun that we get to use it on the holiday stuff this year. Keep track of those coupon codes because they email them to you, and I don't think they keep track of them at Stampin' Up. So keep track of your codes. Also, the July host code will end on Friday, and that we're going to do Christmas in July, and I'm sending the winner, or the name we draw for the July hostess is going to get the Tags and Tidings photopolymer stamp with the coordinating die. And here's the host code. Good, Chris. Yeah, I think everybody got the catalog. But if not, y'all let me know. Any order of $30 or more, and every $30 increment, your name goes in a drawing for that Tags and Tidings bundle. So that's what that is. And that is all the business I have today. I wanted to share this fun card that I received from Betty Holton. She joins us once in a while when she's not too busy, and she's a busy lady, but isn't that pretty? I should have looked up to see what stamp set that is from, but I love the sentiment. True friendship is one of God's greatest gifts. So thank you, Betty Holton. That was so sweet. All right, this is the card we're going to do, and I've been aching to use these little, let me get the name right. They are this playful alphabet dies. They're the perfect size for cards. Stampin' Up! Has had alphabet dies in the past, but they've been a lot bigger. So I really like these size, and I really like the price point. I didn't do a die cut sheet like I normally do, but you get the whole alphabet. There's several letters that you get 2 of, and you get you get numbers 1 through 9. In fact, I think I used the 0 instead of the O on my card, but that's okay. You guys won't tell. And there's some I don't even know. Like, I don't know what this OE is. I'm thinking it's going to come out OE. I don't know. I have to do some more exploring, but there's a question mark, really fun things, hashtags, ampersand. So I really think I'm going to enjoy these. But I wanted to show you how, hi Jamie, how I used a rectangular die to, in just a different way than just framing out the card. So we're going to use the Parisian embossing folder. This is a 3D embossing folder. We're going to use the Stitch So Sweetly dies. I'm using this largest rectangle to get my little scalloped edge on there. Looks like a little hanky, right? Back in the day when people had hankies. And I pulled all the colors out of the, let me get this one right too, the Playing with Patterns 6x6 designer series paper. I've cut a lot of it already up, but it's really fun. I like the colors in these papers. I like the Coastal Cabana, the Night of Navy, Purple Posy. You know, I like the stripes. This is so funny because when my daughter was born, her nursery had, it was kind of a circus theme, I guess. We didn't know if we were having a girl or a boy. We didn't find out ahead of time. And her wallpaper looked exactly like this in her little nursery. So anyway, this is the Playing with Pattern. I like that too. Just, this was pretty. I almost used this today in our card. I like polka dots. So that's where I pulled all my colors out of. This card, our sample card, is using the Coastal Cabana and one of the prints. And then I thought for the demonstration I would use a different color and a different print. So we're using the little dots here. Okay, I'm going to show you how I did this. It's not really hard, it's just a little sneaky. You got to be a little sneaky about it, or a little persnickety. You're going to need a piece of 4 by 5 inch Whisper White cardstock is what I used on mine with that Parisian 3D die. And I meant to it's a 3D embossing folder, excuse me, not a die. Meant to go ahead and emboss this before we all jumped on here, but hey Michelle, but we'll go ahead and do it now. This is a real pretty embossing folder. I really like it. It's kind of fancy. We're done with that. See how fun that is? And if you noticed, I spritzed it with a little water. That's supposed to help make it more dimensional. I have done it dry before though, and it works fine that way too. Okay, now here's the tricky part. Where's my sample? Here we go. This is how I figured this out. I took my card front, which this is an 8.5 by 5.5 inch piece of cardstock folded at 4 1/4. And then I put my piece of embossed cardstock on here, and I laid my designer series paper because I wanted it at the bottom of my card underneath, but for the time being I'm laying it on top. And then I took the die, which I should have just left out. And I took the largest one, and let me remember how I did this. Okay, I did it like this. Probably used too much paper, but I want my edges to cut like just enough to cover my designer series paper, if that makes sense. So I'm going to put it on here, and I want my little V to be right in the middle. I hope I can explain this, y'all, so I don't lose ya. But see how I've got that cattywomp there? And another thing that helps is to use your grid paper or have a straight edge, and then make sure that this edge and this edge are at the same location. I'm going to turn this a little bit because I want my my V to go right down the center. So you just have to play with it a little bit. Oops. And then washi tape or a Post-it note is going to be your friend. And I know you can get this in the center because I did it. I think what I'm doing is trying too hard. There we go. It's always when I go live, right, y'all? There we go. I just want to make sure these are kind of at the same spot. Okay. And then I want to make sure that when I glue this down, it's going to be covered up. This piece is 3.5 by 4. So I'm going to just take a little washi tape. We're going to cut all of this away. Now, are you following me? And I'm hoping that I have this straight. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a mark on this line and this line. Okay, that's going to help me. I think that's what I did with my sample, to make sure everything was right. Okay, I had it good. There we go. All right, then we're going to take our Big Shot and your platform, magnetic platform or normal platform, and we're just going to put the top plate up to there. We don't want any of this to cut off. We just want this down here, this lower part, to cut off. And I think I had better luck when I went in this way. This is called partial die cutting. We're only going to cut a little bit of that off. Am I making sense? So see there? I'm just going to pull this part off, and we're just going to discard that. And it's not going to be exactly in the center, but good enough. That was the hardest part. Okay, so the first thing I did is I'm going to, where's my sample? There you go. I'm going to adhere down my designer series paper. And then I'm going to adhere this down right on top of it. And my paper's still a little wet, so I think I'm going to use some liquid glue on this. Still a little damp from our embossing. And then we're going to put that. I'm going to make sure that these edges are going to come down and cover up the Designer Series paper. And that's the card front. See? And then for the hello part, I'm using those alphabet dies, and I'm going to use some adhesive sheet. This is old adhesive sheet that's retired, but Stampin' Up carries, it's the same thing, it just doesn't, it's not the Sizzix brand, but it works the same way. It comes in 6 by 12 inch sheets. And how much is it for 6 by 12 inch sheets? $10, and I believe you get 10 sheets, 12 sheets. And this is great for intricate dies and things. It kind of makes everything into a sticker. So I've cut a strip of that adhesive sheet 1.5 inches by 6 inches. And then I'm going to just put my letters on here. And we're lucky because there's 2 L's in the set. I noticed all the vowels, they had 2 as well. I've got glue on my thumb that everything wants to stick to. And this time, instead of the 0, I think I'm going to use the O that I was supposed to use, because I think this is a 0. It's a little smaller if you really look closely, but it works right. Okay, we're going to die cut these out, and then I'm going to show you a little trick to get them straight, or how I got them straight. I was freaking out just a little bit. Hi, Loopy. I almost went to Walmart, and they've got that, press and seal. Works really good for this type of project. I'm out of press and seal, but I'm going to show you a different way if you don't have any press and seal when you're trying to line things up well. Okay. One of my L's fell out by itself. I just found using the adhesive sheets works better than trying to get the glue on there, but you could use some liquid glue or fine tip glue. I used liquid glue on the sample, and then I decided it would have been easier if I would have used the adhesive sheets. Okay, this is how I got them all lined up. I put them on my grid paper, or you could use a straight edge, and I line them up with my big fingers. Now, if you had press and seal, you could just press that down right on top of there, but I am out of press and seal. Yeah, I haven't tried the new sheets either, Carol. Okay, and so this is what I did. I took some washi tape and I got a lot of the stick off. Hi, Susan. I love them. I think I'll use them a lot. And I love they're only $35. $34. Um, which I think is a steal for all those. Okay, so there's my washi tape. Then I'm going to pull it over. And now I have to remove this adhesive sheet off the back. So you just need to be careful that they don't pull off the washi tape. So you can see if you had a piece of that press and seal, they would really stick to that well, I would think, while you were doing this part. I've had these letter dies sitting around for my fingers are sticky. That's part of the problem. For about 3 weeks, and I'm just now getting to them. I think I'm gonna have to fix my E. My fingers have glue on them. We'll have to fix that L. There we go. Now you can't see it. I'll hold it up to the camera. The problem is this tape keeps sticking to my fingers. There we go. I think that E needs straightened out too. Oh, thank you, Carol. It really is a great idea when it works. My fingers are stickier than the washi. Get on there. Okay. Whoops. So, I don't know if the camera shows it, but there's a little slim layer of adhesive. They're like stickers now. Peeled off of that. I think my E is still kind of crooked. We can fix it. We could take the O off and say, oh hell, this is hard. No. I think that's pretty good. And I don't know, I kind of like the zero better than that big old fat O, but I think that the big O is supposed to go with the, I think it's the letter. There we go. Okay, and then to finish up, I just put some, it was just a fun mistake, but the Holiday Rhinestone Jewels have Coastal Cabana and Night of Navy on them, but I use the Night of Navy ones. And I just put 3 of them. Oh, I'm sorry, Carol. Mondays are blah days. I'm having allergies really bad. We got home last night and I was up having to take a Zyrtec in the middle of the night. My throat just itched. So there's something back here that's bugging me. Okay, and then we didn't do any stamping, and of course we have to do some stamping. So I took a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 inch Whisper White and some Night of Navy ink, and I'm just taking the, I thought this went well. You've Been on My Mind. Hello, You've Been on My Mind. And that's from the Butterfly Gala set. I thought that kind of went well with that card. And the font's pretty similar too. It's kind of a simple font. There's probably a name for it. So I just put that in the inside of the card. And that's the card. See how fun that was? Here's one I made just with the rectangular stitched dies. I had a scrap left over. Once you take your, what was this, 4 by 3 1/2 inch piece of designer series paper. These are 6-inch. You'll have a little strip left. So I used the leftover strip on this one and made the little angle towards the bottom. But I just used the rectangular stitch dies. So any rectangular die that you have would work. And I did it off center on that one. And this one's a little off center, but it looks cute. This one's like perfectly on center. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. So thank you guys for tuning in. Wednesday, I won't be able to be here at 2 p.m. So I'm going to do a morning one. I'm usually not on in the morning, but I'm going to do a 10 a.m. coffee and a card. So grab a cup of coffee and join me Wednesday morning. You guys have a great rest of your Monday, and we'll see you Wednesday. Bye-bye.